Welcome to the sneakiest channel in gaming. Hey Sneaky, how is it that you got these amazing 0 speed IV and 0 attack IV Dittos? Great question. I will explain everything step by step in this video and make it super easy to follow along. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to fly to Medali. It doesn't really matter which Pokestop because everywhere around the town of Medali is pretty good. Once you get to Medali, you immediately want to buy yourself at least 10 Quick Balls and 10 Repeat Balls. The reason you want to buy 10 is so that you get that free Premier Ball, and also because Quick Balls and Repeat Balls are the best balls to use for catching Dittos. The next thing you're going to want to do is put a Ditto at the front of your party and make sure it's all healed up. A Ditto above level 34 or so is pretty good, so that you can run away from Pokemon that aren't Dittos when you need to. Now you might be thinking that the first thing we're going to do is make a picnic and start creating a sandwich for normal encounter power to make Dittos more common. But unfortunately, I recommend that you pack up and cancel your picnic immediately, because sandwiches will not help. I repeat, they will not help. They might actually make it harder to find a Ditto. But don't worry, there are so many Dittos around, we don't need any sandwiches. The next thing you're gonna need to do is learn how to lock on. Now, locking on is a little tricky if you haven't mastered it yet, but don't worry, I'm gonna walk you through it. Let's lock on to that Persian over there. I'm using the right stick on my controller, you see, to change the camera view without moving, and that's gonna be really important for locking on. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold down, you see the screen changed a little bit, I'm holding down the ZL button. If you look on your controller, it says ZL on it. It's also the bottom button on the left side at the top of your controller. Now, when I move the camera around, I have the power to lock on. But how exactly do I use this power to lock on? Well, let's get closer to a Pokemon so I can show you. Just imagine for a second. You see where my character's head is in the middle of the screen? When I press ZL, the middle of the screen kind of moves. Imagine there's like this target in the middle of the screen, and you can kind of target the middle of the screen wherever you want. You want to make sure that a Pokemon is in the very center of your screen. If it is, you can lock onto it like I just did. You see how it says Persian above that cat over there? And I move it, and then when the middle of the screen is looking at that Persian, I see its name. That's how you lock on. You hold down the ZL button, and then use the right stick to move your screen until the middle of the screen is pointing at the Pokemon. Sometimes you gotta be a little bit closer, pointing at the Pokemon you want to lock onto. And then when you're close enough, boom, you can lock onto it and see its name. This is going to be really useful for Ditto hunting. Now, don't worry, it's going to take a little bit of practice before you can lock on as quickly as breathing. I can do it, I'm pretty quick with it, like boom, locked on, done, move on, boom, locked on, done, move on. And you're going to want to lock on to a bunch of different Pokemon just to practice it, because this is going to be super useful in our hunt for the Ditto we want. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're actually just going to run around Medali. We're going to run around the town locking on to just about every Pokemon we see. You can go a little further out if you want, but really I like to just run around the town because why not? It's super easy. One of the reasons I like to go around the town is because it'll reset Pokemon once you've made a complete circuit. So once you get back to where you were before, you'll get all new Pokemon and all new chances of finding a Ditto. And just while I was talking, I already found one. You see how... Gosh darn, Persian! Leave me alone, the Persians attack you sometimes. Yeah, avoid the Persians, they're mean. Okay, so, once you find a Ditto, you just face check it like this, run right into it, and you'll start a battle with the Ditto. And it'll transform back into itself, and then try to transform back into you. That's the reason that you picked a Ditto to lead your party. So that way it doesn't turn into a powerful Pokemon and start hurting you. The first thing you're going to want to do immediately is chuck a Quick Ball at that adorable Ditto. If you're lucky, you'll catch it right away. If you're not lucky, like right here, I think I didn't get it. Yep. Then you're going to start spamming Repeat Balls at it. You see, the Ditto can't really hurt me because it can only transform into my Ditto. So it's just going to stay there adorably while I repeatedly throw Repeat Balls at it until I catch it. This one didn't get it either. It'll usually just catch it immediately when it's time to catch it. If the Ditto uses too many transforms, it'll start to struggle and helpfully lower its health for you, making it even easier to capture. Got it. When it gives a little shake like that, I know I've got it. Once you catch your Ditto, you're immediately going to want to check to see if it's the 0 IV Ditto that you're looking for, and this is really easy to do if you've beaten the game and acquired the Judge feature. Make sure you beat the game so that you have this feature before you start Ditto hunting, because it makes it so much easier. I'm going to take this Ditto, put it over here, and you see on the right side of the screen, because I've activated the Judge feature with the plus button. Watch, I'm going to deactivate it, and then activate it again, so you can see activating the Judge feature with the plus button. There we go. But none of these are 0 IVs. I want it to look like this. You see how it says no good in an attack for my existing Ditto? No good means 0 IVs. This doesn't have any of them, so I'm just going to get rid of it. I have plenty of Dittos. Go back into the wild. And that's it. You just keep doing that until you've got both of your Dittos. It took me, I want to say, 40-ish minutes to get the speed Ditto, and only about 20 minutes after that to get the attack Ditto, so probably between 1 and 2 hours to get both, if you've got the same luck as me. Maybe faster, maybe slower. And that's it. It's super duper easy.